What up, world? It's your boy Mark Waldo Ward, Super Fact Show, Super Fast Networks. Today we got with us Philadelphia, just all around veteran Dell-P. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, you've been making noise for a minute. I see you had 2 or 3 albums the last couple of years, but right now you got a new song out with Speech from Arrested Development, which is I mean, taking off would be an accurate assessment. I see it's getting a lot of placements, a lot of you know, it's on a lot of playlists on Spotify and things of that nature.
Right.
How'd that come about? Were you like, you knew Speech before, or you had an opportunity?
Yeah, so shout out to Speech. He's been a genuine brother since I met him back in 2017. He actually came to Philadelphia for an interview with Kendrick Family Soul. If you're familiar with Kendrick Family Soul, they're from Philadelphia, and they had like a show called Kendrick Presents where they interview legends. So on this particular night, it was David Banner, Michael Eric Dyson, and Speech. I was actually invited to the show by David Banner. Shout out to my guy, David Banner. He always showed me a lot of love. So, you know, with the relationship with me and Banner, I was able to, you know, set in stone a rapport with my bro Speech.
That's what's up. Hey, let me tell you my Michael Eric Dyson story. My friend's mom used to work at Georgetown. To her credit, she used the fact that she worked there that she could attend there for free, and she went from like being like a cleaning lady in the kitchen to getting a master's degree. But she used to always go up there on the weekend to study, and when we go up with her, because you can go on like McDonough, you know, like I balled with AI up in that motherfucker, go up in the library.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I always like reading and shit. And there'd be like this meeting of intellectuals, and Michael Eric Dyson would often be there. I mean, lots of people. Like one time, Coretta Scott King was there. I met Betty Shabazz before she died, things like that. And I remember this man, Michael Eric Dyson. I'm like 15 and shit. Anybody who's listening to this and not seeing it, I'm white as the driven snow. And he kept looking at me and shit, and just like with fascination. And I mean, I could feel that shit, and it wasn't like animosity, you know what I'm saying? And so like when these was adults, I was like 15 or 16, so I shut the fuck up. But when everybody was done, I'd listen, you know. When everybody was done talking, you know, you learn more listening than you ever do running your mouth.
That's why we got more ears than a mouth. You feel me?
Word, no doubt. 2 ears, 1 mouth. But so when we were done, he came up to me and he was like, basically like, who are you? And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna say her name, but I came here with, and I was the only white person there. And I didn't even realize the reason he was so geeked out was I was at the time I was reading a copy of Elaine Brown's autobiography. I don't know if you know who that is. She was the only female head of the Black Panther Party. She took over for Huey Newton.
Wow.
And he was just, I mean, first off, at that time, it was hard to find the book. It's on Amazon now. It's a great read. I suggest anybody go. You'll really see how the CIA infiltrated and got them hooked on drugs and all that other shit. But just
got a gang warrant and everything.
Yeah,
I knew about all that. Yeah. But I'm familiar with that part of it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm not familiar with with the sister you just named. So I'm gonna definitely look into it. Thank you.
I'll send you the link. It's an awesome read. Anybody who wants to understand better about the Black Panthers as opposed to like the media you know what I'm trying to say and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, we be reading these words more than we begin to say them, you know what I'm saying? But you know, like it talks about the free lunch programs and the free newspapers and the education and all that. So like you know, there's always more to it. But basically, he was just geeked the fuck out that this little white boy was reading an Elaine Brown book, and he was like, "Man, I ain't seen that book in 20 years. It's called Taste. It's called A Taste of Power. I got it over there." But yeah, that's my little Michael Eric Dyson story. But that segue is great because you just had what one could label as an intellectual experience participating in a master class with Black Thought.
Yes, indeed.
Can you tell me about that? And for those who don't know what master class is?
So basically a master class is a class taught by a master. And who better than the legend Tariq Trotter? Actually, arguably one of the greatest MCs to ever pick up a microphone that happens to be from my city. I was, highly influenced by Black Thought back in 95, 96. I actually know a lot of his, close friends and family. So it was already a genuine, admiration for this guy. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
hey,
And
can
a
I
lot.
interrupt you real quick? Since you said you know
Mhm.
some of their friends, I forgot homeboy name. So, but there was a dude that was rapping with the Roots, and he was younger, and his name was like it had sugar or sweet in it. He was like a young light skinned dude. He was putting
Oh,
out
you
music.
talk about Mac? You talking about Mackie?
Nah, his name
Light skin?
definitely had sweet or sugar or something, and he was putting out music in like 2012.
2012.
He was nice as shit. He performed at like the Roots picnic. I don't know. I'll find it on my old blog and send you a link. I was just curious
Okay.
if he was my fault. But back to the Black Thought Masterclass.
Right. So shout out to, like I said, the whole Roots crew. I got love for them. The Works, they're actually a group that's, affiliated with Black Thought. So
I
I
did
did
not
a
know
lot of
that.
work.
I know the Works. I didn't know they was affiliated with Black Thought.
Yeah, absolutely. They did a lot of production. They actually his artists. And
Okay.
I got a couple dope records with the Works,
Yeah, you
that they
do. I heard
produced.
them Jones. I heard them
Oh,
Jones.
that's
Yeah.
love. That's love. Thank you. And Thought, a lot of people been trying to get me and Thought in the same room for a long time. It's a funny story. I'm gonna say in 2006, I was booking a studio session. Shout out to my brother Donnie. He produced my latest album, We Owe the World. Donnie Boy, that's my best friend. That's my brother. We was actually doing a song together, and we were recording in the same studio as the Roots. And when I booked the session, Larry Gold, who owns the studio, if you're familiar with Philadelphia music, Larry Gold, he's one of those legends that everybody done been to either Larry Gold's studio or Sigma Sound. Larry Gold, he's a staple in Philadelphia. So I was invited into a conversation by Larry Gold. He said, listen, young brother, you might want to, take these notes. So you got Richard Nichols, rest in peace. He was the manager for the Roots. You got Larry Gould, and you got the man himself, Black Thought. And they're
Sugar
based.
Slim. His name Sugar Slim. That was his name.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with
Got
Sugar
you.
Slim.
Okay, my bad.
Word.
Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. So Richard Nichols, Black Thought, Larry Gould, having a crazy conversation about where the industry is, basically where it's at right now. You know what I mean? They was basically telling me about how execs aren't who we think they are. Like they was telling me about a meeting that they had with a certain CEO, and they just felt uncomfortable. That's all I'm gonna say. And they basically was saying how the game was changing and it never conformed. Like it was crazy because I look at that, that meeting in hindsight, and it was like they were preparing me for the path that I'm on today. You know what I mean? So when I told Black Thought at the master class that we had that conversation, he remembered it. So you never know, like what when you're gonna see somebody again or how y'all gonna cross paths. But it was crazy because a lot of people, when Dell, you and Thought need to get together. I think you would go crazy, on the track with him. And one day I was minding my business on my way from work. I get an inbox from Black Thought itself. You got mail. So just imagine that you working 6:30 to 3 p.m. tired. And the funny thing is, one of my coworkers who's a big fan of my music was just like, Dell, you're gonna have a breakthrough. I feel it. I feel you're gonna have a breakthrough this year. Just keep doing what you're doing. As soon as I got off work, I'm on the train and get an inbox from one of my favorite MCs ever about the master class. He basically was saying, he had a slot and he would love for me to come up there and represent for the city. And he was basically telling me he's a fan. He think I'm unique. He think I'm dope.
And you
It
got this message on the train after working all day?
Yes.
Boy,
yes.
I bet them feet felt a lot better after that message.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, just imagine, like you leaving a job that you like, I gotta do what I gotta do. But then it just let me know that I'm on the right path, and just to just perfect my craft and stay at it. Don't let doubters get in the way of what what I'm destined for.
So then y'all went up Carnegie Hall and taught.
Carnegie Hall. You know what's crazy?
What's that?
Today is February 3rd, right?
Yes, sir.
The 2nd year anniversary. Like this was the day 2 years ago that I went and did the master class. So
a lot of shit happened since then.
Which is yeah, crazy. So the class was from February 3rd to February 5th, where we had like a concert. It was a sold out concert at Carnegie Hall, which is bananas because it was the first hip hop master class. And if you think about Carnegie Hall, my kind wasn't even invited in Carnegie Hall at one point. You know what I mean? So now I'm doing a master class. I'm getting interviewed in a room with a picture of Marian Anderson. You know, they tried to bar her from Carnegie Hall. So it was just a lot of crazy history.
Hey, anybody who's watching this or listens to that, look up Marian Anderson and Carnegie Hall. That is that is some legendary G shit.
Right. Yeah. So shout out to my brother Black Thought. Shout out to Jazz. Shout out to the legendary Sean C. Shout out to my man LeBrandon Smith. Shout out to the whole Carnegie Hall staff. They definitely put on, and all the participants that was also on the bill with us. It was bananas. It was a great experience. I met Rozelle that night. Rozelle, the human beatbox. Rozelle, because his son actually was a part of the class too. Rozelle Jr. That's my guy. So shout out to Rozelle Jr. Yeah.
I got to ask you this though, since you're familiar with Black Thought, what's better, him on Super Lyrical or his Funk Flex freestyle?
I would say it's about equal because on Funk Flex he was just barring out or whatever, right? But on Super Lyrical he got the show that he can stand with any MC. You know what I mean?
Right, and they had the back and forth, which I wish there was more of that these days.
Right.
I think that's why, like, when the next generation, why locks is so popular on TikTok, it's because people don't go back and forth, so as anywhere near as much. Like, I mean, ASAP Mob did it a little bit, but most collectives not so much, or even like 2-man groups. And so, like, something that we grew up on, you don't do this shit for 15 years, and it's fresh as fuck to a young listener. On top of that, I feel like I miss. I've said this on other episodes, but things I believe in, I bang the drum. I wish there was more scratching in hip hop.
Yeah, I love it. I love scratching. I love the sampling. We don't got that no more. It's just a lot of elements that
more piano, more trumpet, and you know what I really miss, bro? You remember like when what Me Against the World and Life After Death and Ready to Die and all that, they always had a song with a reggae hook.
They always did. And you know what? I said on my next project, I'm definitely gonna tap into that because rumor has it that that's in my bloodline. So I definitely want to represent that side. And I love reggae. I love dancehall. So it'll make sense for me to do one of those type records for you. So.
Well, I mean, you remember them days though? Like everybody, like Spice One had like a reggae style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like NWA. I'm always into something. You feel me? Respect by Big. Like I'm familiar, bro. I'm a hip hop head. Like I grew up in I want to say early '90s. That's when I started putting the pen to the paper. But I loved hip hop since I was about 2-3 years old. Run DMC, Cool J. Juice Crew. I'm from the same neighborhood as Steady B, Cool C, the Youngsters, Pop Art Records, Schoolie D, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. So it's already in me. It's already around me. So this, I represent that.
Yeah, most definitely. Hey, who's Carvin Haggins, if I'm saying the name right?
Carvin Haggins? Oh,
Carvin
man.
Haggins.
You gotta Google Carvin Haggins. Shout out to my big homie Carvin Haggins. We got some things in the works. But he's actually the writer and producer of Music Soul Child. A lot of Music Soul Child's biggest hits, Jill Scott, Flowetry. He got a lot. He got a lot under his plate, under his belt. Real humble.
Did he work with Jeanne?
I'm not sure, but he could have. But I know he was under Touch of Jazz. Jazzy Jeff. He
Yeah,
was under that.
I remember
He
that.
came under that.
I got a Jeanne album cover poster, and I'm pretty sure I seen that name. That name sound familiar, so I wonder if that might be where I seen it from.
Right, Carvin and Ivan. Yep, that's probably, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure he probably, you know, worked with Jeanne, because you know they did a lot of stuff in Philly. I think they went to Temple, so it's not far fetched that he did something with them.
Hey, speaking of the speech song, real quick, you know something
Word.
that they talked that he said in his verse really stuck out to me. You know, I never, you know, I definitely give Arrested Development credit as legends, but I never particularly thought of them as a Southern act. And I guess they really
Right.
don't get their just due for what they deserve in Southern hip hop.
No doubt. Yeah. When he said another what did he say, stereotype about the South is broken. Yeah. Cause you hearing he lyrical a lot. And shout out to the South. For some reason, you know, they got their hand picks of who get busy in the South, but I like a lot of the South MCs. Bun B, Scarface, Andre 3000, Tip, Ross. I love Ross. You know what I mean? So it's definitely some lyrical giants. Speech for sure. And you know, he got that universal feel. Like a lot of people hear me and they feel like I'm more from New York than I'm from Philadelphia for some reason.
I don't hear that.
Right. But I'm just saying, because of what's going on in Philadelphia right now with the drill type music and stuff like that, they forgot that Philly are MCs.
Oh man,
they
need to get a Major Figures album and watch State
yeah,
Property.
exactly.
Watch State Property and then
right.
And then the Funk Flex State Property freestyle, and then they know.
Then they understand, right? Exactly.
Or like your man Tracey Lee, you know,
my brother. Shout out to Trey Lee.
Barkley and Irvin. I got a little. I'm not gonna say a bone to pick, but do you think Charles Barkley is a top 5 player in the history of the Philadelphia 76ers franchise?
Oh hell yeah! There's no question.
Oh, there's a question. There's a hella
question.
There's a hella question. If you count when they were Syracuse Nationals and Dolph Shays, who played 1 year for Philadelphia, then my top 5 will be Wilt, Allen Iverson, Dr. J, Moses Malone, and Dolph Shays, all of whom either went to the finals or won a championship. All of whom have more first team NBA. All of them who have more first team NBA selections while they were in Philadelphia, or in Dolph Shays' case, Syracuse, than Barkley. If you only count Philadelphia, then I'm willing to
put him in there.
But that's on that's only because Andrew Toney got hurt. If Andrew Toney hadn't got hurt, we'd be
he was a beast too.
Nah, he was beyond a beast. Andrew Toney was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, I would say my top 5 as far as the Sixers is Dr. J, no particular order. Dr. J, Wilt, Barkley, Iverson, and my man Embiid. I gotta put Embiid in there. He's ridiculous.
Over Moses Malone.
Yeah,
he won an MVP and a chip on Philly, and led the league in scoring with Dr. J.
I love Moses Malone, but I'm gonna say Embiid, right? Because he the future. He the new one holding it. But Moses
so
Malone,
if he don't get a chip, will you still feel that way?
I'm all right. So I'm gonna put Moses and Embiid like an asterisk, like maybe tie for 5th.
But then Embiid get a chip, then he pull ahead.
He'll pull ahead because he bringing hope to the city. We ain't have hope in a while. You know what I mean?
Word. And he'd be out and talking and all that other shit. Moses Malone, old quiet ass. You know what I mean?
Right. And the thing is with Moses Malone, and you know, they had Irvin at the same time, Maurice Cheeks. You know what I mean? And B, he started from scratch. They had to build a team around him. So that's why I'm saying I got a lot of respect.
Yeah, he has ran with some bums. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, you feel me? Like he carrying the team.
Word, but man, that first year he was playing, it was hard to tell how good he was because the people around him was so fucking sorry, like missing assignments. You know, like man, I know basketball like that, right? And right. I remember what was my man's name, Brett Brown. He was trying to run that Spurs offense, and you know, it's basically like the old Princeton motion offense with some isolation concepts. And man, he would go to set a pick for somebody, and the motherfucker wouldn't even know that he was supposed to be right there, and Embiid just standing there like this, and homeboy was
Right.
supposed to be coming off the pick all the way in the corner and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that shit was sloppy as a motherfucker. But you know, speaking of the Tracey Lee, the speech, and then listening to We Owe the World, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to disparage your solo songs in the slightest, but it seems to me that, like, I mean, not that it brings something out of you, because hip hop's a competitive sport, but I get a sense that you really enjoy collaborating.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like more so than most people. Like I almost feel like with you, if I was gonna make a song and you spit a vicious ass motherfucking verse, like one of those intimidating verses, and I hadn't gone in yet, you would be more like nurturing me instead of like top this motherfucker.
Right. No, I just be trying to compliment the situation. I don't really go in with that, yo, I'm burning this bull. When you know what I'm saying? I'm not on that tip. I just like doing what I do. And you know, point blank.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think this is a controversial statement? I was talking about this with Brahma Bull in an episode, and I got some pushback on social. It's weird. Everybody who says shit to me, they only do it in DMs and shit. I should start screenshotting them shits, but I feel that's kind of like underhanded. But you're about to be in a movie concerning George Floyd, and we was talking about the situation. And
Word.
I've done something like this before, so I can say this shit. But motherfuckers was hitting me up with like, no, you wouldn't. I think every person out there that saw that shit that didn't tackle him, whether you're a law enforcement officer or not, is a pussy.
Yo, listen, facts.
And like what are you scared of? 90 days in jail, 6 months in jail, and you do 3 months? I mean, what the fuck's gonna happen? You're gonna get felon, and you be a fucking hero, even if you got the worst charge possible. You're gonna become a celebrity. They're gonna fucking drop that shit down to a misdemeanor because of all the attention.
Right, exactly. And you know what's crazy? It took a young female for this case to turn out how it was supposed to turn out.
Hey, bro, my fault to keep interrupting, but the women is gonna save us. The women the women are gonna fucking save us.
They always been saving us.
Word.
We keep it real. Think about it. A lot of dudes is on the right track because of their queen.
Word. But what you were saying is crazy. It took a girl it took a woman to
pull out her phone and be brave enough to say what she saw, because a lot of people be intimidated, they scared, they nervous. Like remember the Trayvon Martin situation, the female they had up there, there was no
one to save him though, like
right,
they could have saved George Floyd.
right,
like the Eric Garner jump. I can kind of see why motherfuckers ain't want to fuck with that shit, because you're gonna get sent to Rikers. You probably don't think homeboy gonna die. But like the Derek Chauvin shit, after like 4 or 5 minutes,
they definitely should have. Yeah, we would have been we would have listen. Back in the day, I remember when the cops that came to the crib one time for my little brothers got into something, and I think a cop did something with my mom, put hands on the cops. That's all I would say. Rest in peace.
Good for her.
Rest in peace to my mother, the queen.
Oh yeah.
But you're not gonna put your hands on the snow, and we not gonna pull out the camera either. We're gonna do that for for evidence, but at the same time
for your own protection.
Gotta do. Yeah, absolutely.
Bro, I don't think it's snitching against the cops. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
I mean, I think that whole snitching shit kind of got kind of settled to where it should be. If you engaged in some shit, don't tell on your partners. If you in a neighborhood where it ain't people's fault that the best way to earn a living is crime sometimes. Don't snitch on motherfuckers if they ain't hurting you, that type of shit. But like that shit did go like a little bit too left when motherfuckers are like, I wouldn't turn in a serial killer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ain't nobody trying.
Because I mean, if nothing else, I'm taking that motherfucker down and getting the reward money. Like fuck snitching. I'm gonna bring that motherfucker in on some bounty hunter shit.
Word. And
call a camera crew. I'll be dumb famous as shit. This be the #1 rated podcast in America.
Facts.
Word. I mean, shit. it's so much with you, bro. Like when I was going over your shit, I'm like, man, I could do like 5 episodes with this man because I could have just done a whole episode on We Owe the World. But before we talk about any more music you got coming, let's talk about the movie
Word.
when George got murdered, which is gonna be coming out on Netflix. And
yeah, absolutely.
you have
it's
a role
supposed to
and
drop
music,
this
right?
month. Yeah, I'm actually the score. The funny thing is,
Oh, you scored it. Okay, that's what's up. Congratulations,
what you
man.
say?
I said, oh, you scored it. That's what's up.
Yeah, I
Congratulations.
scored it. Yeah, that was
Oh,
the whole intention at
that's
first. So,
residuals.
yes, sir. So shout out to Terrence Hakeem, the director, but my man Nadir Muhammad, my manager, he put that in play where I was just submitting my music for the movie, but they actually reached out to him and like asked, would Dell be interested in acting in the movie, not knowing that I had prior acting experience. I've been doing plays since middle school, and that was right in my alley.
Oh, that's
And
real
what the
acting.
movie was about, I was so that's the mission I'm on, far as with my music is unifying and educating. So that was right there. I did another movie also. It's on Amazon Prime and it's on Tubi. It's called You Only Live Once. Shout out to the legendary Jimmy the Saint. If you remember ICH, that was a movement in Philadelphia that had Oskino and Sparks. They was a group back in the 90s, and they was with ICH before they actually got signed with Rockefeller and was with State Property. So
Man,
shout out to Jimmy the Saint.
them shits used to be on that Piff, but whoever had it took them down. And
Word.
I got an old ass computer that I know they downloaded on, and I don't know
Right.
how to like take a hard drive out type shit. And every year with taxes, I keep meaning to get that shit extracted because
Word.
I got mixtapes on there that I know you ain't gonna ever be able to find again. Like the people probably don't got them.
Right. I'm looking for the
shit
first,
like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's classic. I'm looking for DJ Y Shamik. That was the first mixtape that I ever was on. And it was on remember the days of what was it, Napster or something like that?
Yeah, LimeWire, Napster, all that shit.
LimeWire, yeah, it was them days. So shout out to DJ Y Shamik. He did a lot of classic mixtapes, State Property, Ice City, a lot of the Philly, movements. Y Shamik was
I forgot about Ice City. That's a group that Freeway was in, right?
Yeah, exactly. My man Hydro, PD Crack, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, doing their thing in Philadelphia, man. It's a list of spitters I can name. So I'm gonna just say shout out to all the spitters.
Hey, but let's make sure we do when George got murdered justice, because I fucked up. I didn't drop the plot synopsis or ask you about it. It sounds fascinating.
Oh man, it's a crazy situation. When you get booked, it ain't no hospitality, special hospitality, but for a cop, they make an exception. So that's basically what the premise is. I'm a prisoner in the jail where the cop was locked up. So it's bananas. I just can't wait.
But some of it's like from the guard's perspective of like trying to keep this dude safe.
Listen, the guard don't even like you.
But I mean, like that's his job though. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like he on some, he VIP, get VIP treatment in jail. And it's not flying with, the rest of the people that's involved, from the prisoners to the people in control of the prison. It's dope. It's dope. It's a lot of legends in the movie. Ralph Mouth from Happy Days is in there. Montel Williams is in there. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, did you have a scene with Montel Williams?
No, I actually had a scene with my dog Bobby Rand. He actually on Raising Canaan, and it's another show called For Life that 50 Cent directed.
Yeah, well, my man
there also. Bobby Rand,
yeah,
doing this thing. So shout out to my brother Bobby Rand. I'm in that movie with him, and I'm also in You Only Live Once with him. So 2 for 2 with my guy.
That's what's up, man. I ain't trying to sound like a hater, but I tried to watch Power, but I couldn't get past even like episode 2 because what was the white dude named Tommy?
Tommy, yeah.
Like that shit was so fucking
It's
unbelievable to
unreal,
me.
right?
I,
Listen,
I just couldn't do it.
yo,
Like
I hear that a lot. Like my coworkers, they like Godfather of Harlem and stuff like that. So, I wasn't really in the power the first couple seasons. I think more towards season 5, season 6 is when I start, tapping in. And the spinoffs. I like the spinoff story of Kanan when he was young, and I like this. I ain't gonna front. I wasn't a fan of Tariq, the son, but it's other situations going on within the show that catch your attention. So yeah, as Power got deeper, like years in, it got a little better. But I understand what you're saying because I ain't like it at first.
I'm probably gonna check out the series that got Method Man in it just because it seemed like he
That,
getting
that's
so much
that's that's
acclaim.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. That
But
that 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 show was nice. I like that. Mary J. Blige in it, Redman in it. They even
okay,
got Elvin from the Cosby Show in it. Like, shout out to 50. He putting a lot of paper in people, pockets that we grew up loving. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't see him in a while, but you see him on his shows. So shout out to 50 Cent for that.
you ever seen the Umbrella Academy on Netflix? It's a
I
comic.
haven't.
It's a
I
comic book
haven't.
show. Mary J. Blige in it. She crushes her part.
Oh wow, that's what's up. Mary doing the thing.
Yeah, but back to the unbelievable shit. Like I used to feel that about Sons of Anarchy too. When Sons of Anarchy was popular, I was like, these
I heard
motherfuckers
about it.
they do. Oh, they was motorcycle gangbangers, right? But
Right.
like, none of them had like no Nazi tattoos. All of them look like they got their hair done at like salons and shit. The main dude used to ride a motorcycle with some white Air Force Ones.
Oh no,
And I'm
nah.
just like, man, these and like I've been in the pen. I know what motherfucking motorcycle gang people look like. You know what I mean?
Right,
And I'm not saying there couldn't be a Tommy, but given
right,
his appearance, stature, and even cadence of speech, I found that to be highly fucking unlikely.
right. I feel you. I feel you. But you know what Martin said? We don't we don't need no umbilical cord. This is TV. So, that's what I think about Power. Like, they using their imagination. So it
I
is what it is.
I'll give that shit another go. So
Yeah.
let's finish with this. Other than George got murdered, was specifically musically, what are you working on? What are you still pushing the last album? You got something coming out?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny you say that. For Black History Month, I have a song on the album, the intro, Dear Black Man. So I'm definitely going to be shooting a video for that. I'm gonna shoot a video for Wild Style Vibes. I'm gonna just tap in to to my latest album for about 3 or 4 more months, and then I'll probably drop something new. I'm thinking about doing an album or EP with my guys Track Hider. You know what I'm saying? They did my single that everybody loves called Good John. So I told them, I owe them a project. So might get a project by the summertime. And I'm doing a collab album with my brother Trash Man. We got a song on We Owe the World. It's called The Feeling. Everybody like our combination. So we definitely gonna give you some back and forth on that too. You said it's missing the hip hop, so I'm gonna
That's what's
definitely
up.
tap into that. You know what I'm saying?
You ever fuck with making music with my man what's his name? Is it Sandman that was in the Re-Up Gang?
Salmon, that's my guy. We did a lot of like ciphers and shows together, but we never did a track together. No, that's my
Uh,
man though.
when I was
We can
when
make that happen.
I was looking for that because I was like, man, he sound good with Sandman.
Yeah,
I ain't want
Salmon, that's my boy.
I ain't want to accidentally mix him up with my man up in Brooklyn, the indie cat homeboy Sandman.
No, I know, yo, that's my man. Sandman, real good dude. So yeah, we can make that happen. He wanted to like spitters that keep it East Coast hip hop. So yeah, for sure. I got nothing but respect for Sandman.
Word. I mean, and the thing that made me think that was like I listened to the Tracey. I'm a big Tracey Lee fan.
Word.
I listened to the Tracey Lee song like 10 times, and I kept catching and the speech Joan a few times too. The rest of the stuff I only listened to once because I only had like 48 hours. But
Word.
I kept catching stuff, new stuff every time I listened to it in your verses, and
Word.
Sandman like that a lot too. So like
Right, right.
I like that thought provoking hip hop. It's almost like, and I mean this entirely complimentary. It's almost like a good Pixar movie.
Word.
Like kids can like it, adults can like it if they're not paying attention, but then they can also like it because when they pay attention, there's little subtle messages, and you know.
Word. Word. Absolutely. I get it. I get it. Appreciate that.
Oh, no doubt, shit. I mean, it's I guess it's cliche because I say it so much, but I appreciate y'all for making the music. You know,
Man,
each and every musician. You know, like y'all are giving the world a gift,
man,
to me,
listen.
it's just an honor to be associated with it. And
And
anything I can do to help spread that, you know, abundance into the universe, I feel it's kind of like almost like my penance for some of the things I did in the past and things of that nature without getting all into it.
much respect. No, I truly appreciate that because it's an uphill battle for people that's trying to push a positive message and push lyricism in these times where everybody just want to do a TikTok video and go viral. They don't really care about having a album that you could listen to front to back, and you can have it for different moods if you clean in the house, or if
All right.
you want to just chill. You might be going through it, and it's a certain song on the album that keep you pushing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of music I like making. And a lot of the people, man, thank God for social media, even though it caused a lot of destruction, but it also it gained me a lot of believers. It gained me a lot of people embracing the art. And a lot of people reach out to me with the pandemic, and it's a lot of stressful situations out here, and to know
You
that
got
my
people in
music.
Europe listening to your music. Like you ain't never told me this, but I bet you ain't my money in the last 10 years, you're surprised to find out that you had like some huge fan in like Norway or some shit.
Man, listen, my biggest fan base is in Japan. I was like, what? Like, if you think about it, like only people like Tribe Called Quest and De La and Wu Tang, like, you know what I'm saying? When you go over there, that means that's hip hop.
And
So
in 98, the label might not even told you that shit. But now because of the internet, you know that you can, make a project and market in Japan, or maybe
absolutely.
maybe, like let's say you press up vinyls on one of your shit, you do like 250 for Japan, they got like an anime based cover. And
Right, yeah.
you wouldn't even have that information 20 years ago.
Right. So shout out to Speed, shout out to DJ Views, because the single for Global Moves is going to be on vinyl. Also, the
Oh,
Arrested
that's dope, bro.
Development album.
I wanted to, my fault. I wanted to ask you though. I forgot. Thank you for bringing that up. I know you
Oh,
must.
no doubt.
I would have been psyched when I saw that cover.
Oh my God,
Like
bro.
seeing myself drawing like that. That must have been dope as shit.
I was hyped, man. It looked like some old superhero comic book type
Oh,
time,
I'm
man.
getting
It
that
was dope.
vinyl. That shit's definitely gonna be in the background. I'm definitely
Oh, that's
copping that.
love. So yeah, man, shout out to my brother DJ Views, good brother. I was on that compilation that him and Configure did, called The Year After, with it was Terminology. It was a couple people on that record, but DJ Views, he did the cuts on it. I think Configure did the beat. So then when it was time for Views to do his compilation album, he reached out to me. We got a couple records on that project that's about to drop. But when he said he wanted to make the record with me and Speech, the first single, like I was like, wow. So
Yeah,
yeah, man.
that's a
Shout out
beautiful
to
thing.
DJ Views,
Congratulations.
man. Shout out to Speech, because Speech done opened a lot of doors for me, and it's just genuine love. Like, you don't get that a lot in Philly. I don't know, what I'm saying, if you know the
I know
reputation.
Philly very well. I've spent a lot. I'm from the DMV. I spent a lot of time in Philly.
Word.
I used to, we only got Go-Go. I used to catch the Greyhound in New York to get mixtapes like Clue and shit like that.
Word. Come
And,
SC, do
and
what?
right.
Right.
But then I started realizing I could just go to Philly.
Absolutely. Go
And,
right to the underground stores.
yeah.
Mixtape, the what's that? Underground Market. Oh man, we used to always go to there.
Oh,
Down 11th and Market.
I used to find Africans with the blanket.
Oh word, yeah. 52nd Street. It was one on 48th and Market in front of Foreman Mills. They had all the mixtapes. Sounds Alba Darby. Yeah, man, we was vicious for the mixtape.
Is Market like that big place that's like near? All right, it was this place. It's near like the Fish Mart, or I don't know, like they sell seafood, the wharf, I guess you call it. And it's like this huge ass building with all these stalls, and like you could get coffee, or motherfuckers are selling like vegetables or like
Oh, that's right.
gem jewelry, all that type shit. But
Yep,
it's more of a blue collar vibe. Like in other places, it'd be like weird white people and shit.
I think you talk about right in Terminal.
Probably, but like I know the bus lets you off near there, and
yeah, yep, that's right in Terminal.
and
I know my city, don't I?
hell yeah, and that's where I find the cats with the blankets. But then I started being like, man, I might as well walk around this motherfucker. So I started, you know, enjoying Philly. But before we get out of here, what's your social medias, and do me a favor, stay on after I stop recording for a minute.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, my you know, the Twitter, I just got back on Twitter. I don't know if you heard there, Black Man, but I was banned from Twitter. It used to be Dell-P 215, but you know, they banned me. So I had to refresh. Who is Dell-P? That's at who is Dell-P. On Instagram is at Dell-P 215.
Got you. Well, shit. Thank you for your time, brother, and I look forward to hearing what you got coming in 2022.
Man, thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure y'all go get that We Owe the World on all digital platforms. Tap in to go check that Arrested Development album, For the Effing Love. I'm on the single, Swing 'em. Shout out to Master Ace, Fat Man Scoop, The Legendary Speech, Configure, and also check for Global Moves, produced by DJ Views, featuring Dell-P and The Legendary Speech. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you for having me.
Oh, no doubt. Anytime. Thank you.